So everything is recorded. Tonight we're going to be announcing Trader of the Week as well. So if you guys are new to traders in here, Trader of the Week pretty much means we announce one trader that kind of did above and beyond for the week, and we recognize him or her for that week, okay? And then at the end of the month, I announce one trader, and I do give them a giveaway, all right? But in the meantime, I'm not really going to be doing any recaps of the trading session today. I'm just going to be strictly talking about something that I want to teach you guys. So tonight, we're going to be talking about the difference between understanding a strategy and being able to execute on that strategy. Okay. A lot of people in here, a lot of people in general say, yeah, I understand how to trade. Trading is simple. Trading is easy. The strategy is simple. The strategy is easy. But how can you understand the concept and then put it into the real world market, the actual market, okay? So that's what we're going to be talking about today, guys, okay? As well, I bet you, right, somebody that trades on 4 strategies at the same time with no game plan, just saying, oh, I'm going to use this strategy today, I'm going to use that strategy tomorrow, I'm going to use that strategy the next day, or somebody that uses the same system over and over again with tight risk management, you're going to see a massive difference for those 2 traders, okay? So the first thing I kind of want to talk about, guys, and I will go ahead and share my screen with you guys on the actual market, just in case I have anything I kind of want to show you guys with the market and so forth. But really quick, with a show of hands, how many of us understand the system, like understand the strategy itself? How many of us in here just know, yeah, Will, I know the strategy. It's simple, it's easy, but at the same time, I just don't know how to execute it. Does everybody in here kind of know the strategy that we trade with every single day? You're like, yeah, Will, I get it, 80% sort of. Okay, so, and we kind of can go over the strategy itself, but the thing that we always have to understand and always have to make sure that we're doing is making the game plan first. We have to know, what do we want to do with the market? We have to know, why are we making the decisions we're making, right? For example, step 1, right? Step 1 of forming a game plan, and what I do every single day is I chart out my key levels. That's the first thing I do, Monday to Friday, at least about 30 minutes, 40 minutes before market even opens. And you guys have to do that every single day, all right? If you guys aren't marking out your levels and marking out key levels, right, you guys are already starting off on a bad note, okay? My thing is understanding very strong key levels or just so key levels. Yeah, to kind of help you with that, Sam, just the fast answer to that is the higher time frame key levels are going to mean a lot more than lower time frame key levels, okay? I usually place my entries on lower time frame key levels, but I usually place the actual move of what I'm looking for to trade on higher time frame key levels. Okay, and I'll kind of give you guys an example of that. Like today, right, I was super bearish because of one confluence off the rip, right? Everybody, market was ripping. We're up 200. How many people before market open thought the market was going to continue pushing today? The market was up over 210 points before that 8:30 bell. Right? How many of us in here thought the market was going to continue pushing and didn't have that huge sell-off this morning before it even opened? I'm just curious. I thought I would push to a key level. Am I trying to not have a bias ever? Yeah, obviously we don't really want to have a bias, right? So when I am looking, guys, step 1 in my game plan of what I do is I chart out my key levels, meaning pre-market highs, pre-market lows, understanding news events, right? First thing I actually look at even before I do my key levels is I go to Forex Factory and I'm like, okay, what type of news events are happening, right? Do we have red folder news? Do we have no folder news? What is going on in the world? Because it's kind of like stepping into the market, and if you don't even know what high impact news is, it's kind of like having one eye open while driving. No, you have to have both eyes open. So the first thing that we have to do every single morning is to look at news, okay? If you guys want to write this down, please go ahead and write this down, okay? This is very important. I'm always showing you guys my daily setup of what I do, how I'm able to form a game plan every single day, and how I'm able to stay consistent pretty much almost every single day, right? I think I talked to at least 9 students today. I spent probably a good 6.5 hours today talking to students today, so I've been on the phone for a while, but most of them, I told them, it's all about how you can understand the market with your game plan and then just controlling your emotions, right? Got in a habit of putting a stop loss after not having one and letting it run. And then today, when you mentioned you don't set one and let it, what does it do? I messed myself up and lost too much. Now, okay, when I said I don't, actually, when I said I don't actually today, I didn't put a hard stop in. That doesn't mean I don't have risk management on the table, right? That doesn't mean I'm like, oh, if the market just goes against me, I'm just gonna take a massive loss. No, but since I already knew off of like the first good 5 minutes of market open that we were in chop, I had to have my stop loss and not hard set stops. Because this morning when we were taking trades together, how many of us, real quick, show of hands, how many of us got stopped out of pretty much every trade we took today? I'm curious, how many of us got stopped out today on all the trades we took? Me, who else? Anybody else got stopped out? Me, several times. Who else? Yeah, right? Why? Well, if we're just looking at this market, the first 30 minutes before we just absolutely just dumped, look how choppy we are, right? We had the bias. The bias was correct. I was looking for shorts, right? It was just how choppy we were, right? So I actually, and you guys can see this, I told you guys, hey, my stop is right here, but I'm not getting out yet because I knew we were in chop. And that's the next thing I want to talk about is after we identify our key levels is to understand the market conditions. Are we in good market conditions? Are we in bad market conditions? Are we in choppy territory? Are we in bullish territory? Are we in bearish territory? That's the next thing you guys have to understand. I knew currently when we were entering those trades, we were in choppy territory. My bias was still correct, right? That's why I let my trades didn't really have a hard stop because I knew the bias was bearish. And when I say I knew, I wasn't 100%. Nobody can be 100%. But I was a good 92, 93% sure that we were in bearish territory. The second we swept pre-market highs, I'm like, yep, market's done for. Market's going down. I even told you guys, I'm not even interested in longs unless we break above 23,902. I told you guys that this morning. I was like, you know what? I'm only interested in shorts. So the bias was there. We were correct on that. What was super difficult was market conditions. So when I knew that we were having bad PA, I have to adjust my trading based on what the market is doing. If we don't adjust our trading based upon what the market is doing, we're just going to get like what happened today is getting stopped out, losing a lot of money, not getting over leveraged, right? In days like today, and then what's really even hurtful is when you guys might blow accounts up here, over leverage accounts, get stopped out 13 times, and then finally see that flush, you guys will probably kick yourself in the face like, oh my goodness, it finally happened. I just missed the opportunity, and then you start like beating yourself up for it, right? But if I can understand, hey, we're in bad market conditions, my stop losses based on my entries are going to be here and here and here, but I'm not going to set hard stops because we're in chop, right? Of course, I'm going to have a hard stop maybe at high here or high of day. That would probably be my hard stop. But then the next question is, all of you guys in here cannot have that big of a stop loss because you guys are over leveraging your trades. If you look at most traders, if you guys are having if your stop loss is like less than 20 points, like 15, 7, 5, 4 points, right off the rip of taking a position, realistically, you're probably going to get stopped out super quickly. Because you guys know, 5 points for the NASDAQ is nothing. Okay? 5 points, 10 points, 15 points for the NASDAQ is nothing. How many of us in here, immediately when we're in a trade, have our stop loss less than 10 points or less than 15 points of our entry? So put yes or no. Yes or no, yes or no. What do we got? I'm curious. Okay? And I'm pretty tight with stop losses. Now, I'm not saying don't be tight with stop losses. I'm not saying be crazy, be wild, have 30-point stops. But what I am saying, based upon what the market is giving us, we have to adjust what our stop loss and our risk management is and our tolerance is. Okay? So, for example, when we're in high volatility and high volume markets and consolidational markets, 10 points, 5 points right off the rip of entering a trade is not going to be good. You guys are going to get stopped out so quickly, okay? You guys are going to get stopped out massively, right? Because you're not giving it the time it needs or the room it needs for what the market conditions are. Now, when we finally start seeing volume pick up, when we start finally seeing the market just start tanking, then we can adjust our market conditions thesis saying, oh, wait, now we're just ripping to the downside. Cool. Now our stops can be a little tighter because we have the momentum on our side. Who's understanding what I'm saying? We didn't have the momentum on our side. So we have way too tight stops here. So we're just going to be in, out, small 200. I spoke with another student today. It was like $200 loss, $200 loss, $200 loss, $200 loss. I think it happened to most of us in here. and taking 4 trades back to back, $200 loss, $200 loss, $200 loss. Before you know it, you guys are red $800, $900. And it was just because you guys got stopped out 14 times because you have been in bad PA. But if for me, I only got stopped out, I think, 1 time. And then the other couple times I was in, I never really got stopped out of the trade. Because what? I was giving it enough room based upon what the market was giving me. Now, at one point in time, I was down about $750, $800. But again, I was comfortable losing that. If you guys are like, well, I can't lose more than $1,000 on this account because it's just not going to happen, then you guys are still over leveraging, right? You go in bigger than me with a wider SL and never down as much as me. Because when the market finally does come back down, I do exit like yesterday, right? When I'm watching price action, right? And it goes back in, I might just kill it, right? Or when I go in, depending upon exactly where your entry is and exactly where my entry is, it still can be different. Okay, Mike, go ahead. What's your question, bro? Okay. I need help. I don't really know what I'm doing wrong. Let's see. Will, for this week, I feel like I'm losing more than I'm earning, and I'm following my rules. I usually enter 2 contracts, half size, then full 5 or 6 contracts. But on some trades, I won't able to go full contract size. It makes me lose way more than I earn. Any advice? So you're saying is this micros? I'm assuming this is micros, Mike, that you're trading with to go into. But this last 2 days, like, look at this price action. Crap movement. Look at yesterday's price action. And again, this is another thing I want to talk to you guys about is sometimes, right? Like, look at this. Look at that PA before we rip. That's just disgusting. Before, look, we rip to the upside, right? Look at this PA. Absolutely disgusting. Look at this price action. Absolutely disgusting, right? Look at this price action. Absolutely disgusting. Finally having one decent trade day, and then we chop. So look at, we have 4, 5, 6 days in a row where market conditions are very, very difficult. So the biggest thing too is when you guys are trading prop firms, you might only have $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 worth of drawdown, right? And if you take right off the rip 2, 3, 4, 5 trades back to back in a row that are bad, sometimes it does suck, and sometimes it's super hard because with what the market gives us, is there a little bit of luck involved? Nah, I really don't say there's luck. But at the same time, it's hard to truly become profitable with the market conditions being super hard to trade. Yeah, is that kind of making sense? So for you, when you're saying, hey, I'm following my rules, I usually enter two contract sizes, half size, then full size, right? But sometimes with these market conditions, it's hard to be able to add full size. It's hard to be able to, when we do go into a position, that it's just going to wick us around for maybe 30 minutes. This happened to us 3 days in a row. Right, guys? And it can be very, very, very defeating where in a whole week we're just loss after loss after loss or wick after wick after wick. Before you know it, the market is going to make you literally go psychopathic. I get it, right? What you guys are seeing these last 2 days, I still struggle, right? I am still struggling, right? But at the same time, I am comfortable with what I'm risking. Like I told you guys today, when we were on one of the positions, I was down about $950 on my position. Now, does that mean that I'm not going to, I need to hear that wasn't just me, right? That, oh my goodness, which shows you, right? I'm still putting in leverage. I'm still going in heavy and thinking about when we're in wicks and crap market conditions, you guys have to go in lighter, right? Am I okay with over leveraging my positions? For sure. You guys know I've sent so many examples. I walk away green pretty much 97% of the time. Right? But for you guys that are struggling with how this market's moving, struggling with, okay, here's full size, here half size, and getting chopped around, it's okay to go in like 4 micros, guys, or 3 micros. I would rather you guys go in 3 micros and walk away with $90 in the green than go in 1 or 2 NQ contracts and then blow an account. Right? And it really, really shocks me. And I talk to you guys a lot about how many of you guys trade after we're done trading? How many of you guys trade before we start trading, right? When you guys are making money, it's so easy to walk away. But when you guys are losing money, you guys want to stick on the charts and keep trading, right? Those tiny things that you guys are doing are going to make you guys never profitable, right? I spoke with, again, a lot of students today, and every student almost said the exact same thing. I was like, what are you guys doing wrong? And they all said the same thing to me just in their own way, right? They take more trades when they're losing. They trade longer after 10:30. They over leverage their positions, right? They don't know when to walk away, all on red days. But on green days, It's so easy. Oh my gosh. First 15 minutes, we make a massive trade. We're all up $500. We're all joy happy. Oh, let's close our computer. Let's walk away. And then let's say you have a $200 red day, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, I need to trade again. Boom, you take another trade. Now you're down $300. Boom, you take another trade. Now you're down $350. Now it's that past that 9:30, 10 o'clock window. You're like, screw it. I need to get this back. Even if I make one more green trade, you take another trade. Before you know it, you're spiraling. You just blew an account, right? Because you didn't know how to walk away when you could have just walked away in the first place, been red $200. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it stings. And then tomorrow, take a good trade and maybe make $350 the next day. And then there's 2 days, you're green. Okay? Like, I think, was it yesterday? Yeah, I swear it was yesterday. Let me see. I think yesterday, I want to make sure I don't want to lie exactly what day this was. What day was this? This was the 3rd. So this was on a Wednesday, excuse me. So on Wednesday, you guys saw me on TPT, on Top Step. I took a red day, guys, on Top Step. Okay? I lost $560 on Top Step. What did I do? Was I keep trading that account? Did I keep going after the account? Absolutely not. I walked away. I stopped trading. Now, I saw a good opportunity, and I traded on a different account. Again, did I have to trade on the other account? No, I could have been done, but I stopped trading after I hit a certain dollar, and I'm like, no, I'm done. The next day came. What happened? I hit a banger trade. I made 1.6K on the day. What happened? I walked away in 2 days up to $1,000. So you guys see, when you have red days, you have to swallow the red day and let it sit. It is okay. And I think a lot of us in here just cannot have a loss. It's just like, you guys always want to see green, but that's never going to be the case. You are going to lose. How many of us in here are okay with the loss? What I mean by okay with the loss, you take it, you turn off the computer, you will not take another trade till the next day. Not me. I have a problem with it. Who else? Me at times. I'm okay with losses, but I want to be a better loser. Yeah. I've lost my mind this week. Yeah. Right? And what does that do to you guys? You guys start getting emotional. You guys start over leveraging. You guys start trading outside of your time frames. I have rules that I've set for myself that I literally follow like the Bible. And I talk to a lot of you guys in this. I want to punch my computer. I get it. But when I take my trades, guys, I follow my strict system. Step 1, I will not enter a trade until 8:30. I will not enter a trade until max time. When I say max, I say 10:30. Usually I'm done before that. Okay, I will not take more than 4 trades in a given day. Ever. Right? You guys know these last couple weeks I've been usually getting all the way up there to those 4 trades, 5 trades, but I will never go after that. If you guys see me take more than 4 or 5 trades, call me out on it, please. Call me out on it, okay? I will never take more than 4 to 5 trades in one day, okay? And especially if I take 4 trades in a row and I'm red, well, that's where it comes risk management. And I will never, ever, ever have more than a 1.3K loss, ever. Usually my hard cutoff time is 1.5K, and that's pushing it. Because if I'm using Profirm accounts and I lose 1.5K in a day, that only gives me about $200 worth of wiggle room, which I haven't done that in ever, but I will rather, I'm aggressive with these accounts, okay? So I usually walk away with about, at least bad times, you guys saw, about $500, $600 red, I'll walk away. And you guys have to know when to walk away, because the next day is another day. Like, think about this. Let's say you lose $300. Boom. Well, would you rather keep trading and try to get that back and blow your account today, or wait tomorrow for new market conditions, a new opportunity, a better market condition, maybe a cleaner setup for you, to where then you absolutely understand the trade? Like, for example, right? Scarlett took a trade today. Let's say she lost $500 yesterday and she locked her computer. And then today she took a massive 1.2K, 1.1K win. She's consistent. And if she can continue doing that, she's going to become profitable, right? And Scarlett, do you want to say anything about today, this week, and kind of like how are you doing, how you're not doing, and stuff like that? I don't know if I can hear you. Hold on. Yeah, I can't. I think your mic might be a little weird right now. But while I wait for her thing to work, I definitely just want to make sure that everybody understands that a loss is inevitable. We all are going to lose, but it's all about knowing when to just turn off that computer, you know, and being able to not let that loss sit inside of you and kind of corrupt you. Okay. And especially this, it does suck this last month, right? I don't know if Scarlett's talking either. It's kind of. Let me see. That's weird. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna wait for you guys. What do you got? My issues this week was being up in the middle of the night, seeing London move, trying to get a piece of that. I broke my rules this week. Yeah, and Sam, that's another big thing, right? Where you get tempted to trade in a market condition that you shouldn't even be trading, unless that's something that you want to trade. If you're like, oh, like I don't ever think if you guys want to trade Asian, okay, only be an Asian trader. If you want to be a New York trader, only be a New York trader. Okay. Do you say, oh, I want to do both? I highly recommend not doing both. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, I am not an Asian trader. If I trade Asian, I will probably lose money every single day. I might get lucky some days, but I just cannot make money in Asian. It's never worked. I've never done it. It's just, Same thing with Garrett. Again, he's not in here, but he probably usually loses money in New York, but he makes a ton of money in Asian. So it really depends upon who you are as an individual. But when you break your rules, you see what happens. How many of us in here broke a rule or been breaking rules? Like, how many in here at least broke a rule today or this week? Who broke their rules this week? Everybody down below, put yes or no. Who broke the rules this week? This week broke a lot of all of them. Yep. Broke your rules, not mine. Yes, 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 me. I'm sure I did, me. Yep. Well, Bax, just what are your rules? And the biggest thing is maybe you have to change your rules. Another thing is, let's say you guys have different rules than me, but are still not profitable. What are your guys' rules? Are they good rules? Because the biggest thing, guys, if you guys, and this is a big thing as well, is all trading is, guys, is being able to follow your rules. That's literally it. That's all it is. Yeah, Scarlett, I don't know why it's not working. It's weird.
What about now?
Oh, there we go. I can hear you. There we go.
Weird. I just switched over to the Chrome, the browser version, and it worked in the app. I don't
That's
know.
weird. Anyways, yeah, go. Yeah, the floor is yours.
Yeah, this week I was read for the week. Tough week. I get sad more than angry when I don't do well. I did well today, which is great. Hallelujah. I get to have a good weekend. But, I'm hard on myself too, and I am guilty of over trading more than over leveraging. At this point, it's now the over trading that I need to know when to walk away and stop. But I get a very I guess that's revenge trading. I get challenged and then I go for it and I don't know when to pull away. So I've lost a lot of accounts. I know some of you have reached out to me regarding that and you're not alone. It does get expensive, but if you have the money and the means to pay for another account, don't worry. It's just an account. Jump right back in, buy another one, but don't give up. That's the worst thing that can happen, I think. And that's why we're a community, because we're here to support each other. And if you guys ever feel like giving up, DM me, DM whoever you need to, and just talk it out. It's about not giving up.
Agreed. Not giving up and making sure what you're doing, understanding what you're doing wrong too. Because if you guys say, you know what, I'm never going to quit. This is finally going to work one day. But you guys never change what you're doing. You're always going to keep losing money. And then before you know, you're like, man, I've never quit. I'm not a quitter, but you're not making money. So at the same time, you don't quit, but you have to understand what you're doing wrong. And I think 99% of us in here know what we're doing wrong, but you guys just aren't changing it, right? Spax and Sam, you guys said, I hate that recently New York Open feels weird. 100%, right? Market conditions will always change. Like, you never know. Halfway through this month, New York Open could be amazing. Okay, so another thing I want to mention to you guys is be like, oh my goodness, last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, this has been happening. Well, then don't be like, oh my goodness. Let's say you never know, because markets the next day or tomorrow can't give us that, because that's what's kind of amazing. That's why I love this job, is every single day is different. We don't know what's going to happen the next day, so there's always a new opportunity, right? Tomorrow we might, or not tomorrow, sorry, it's Friday, Monday, we might not have chop. We might just absolutely be beautiful, or we might have chop. We don't know. But how we control us ourselves is it. We can never control the market. We never will be able to, ever. Okay, the only thing we can do is control ourselves, control the actions we take on the market, and being able to understand when to walk away. Okay, that's all we can do, right? Scarlett, you have anything else you want to say?
For me this week, what I've identified as my problem is that I don't have a game plan. And maybe I just, not maybe, I do take trades very blindly. So then when somebody will ask me, or if I try to go back and understand what trades I took and why I took them, I don't know. So like today I took notes and I can tell you like what trade, so like at what level and what time when I entered. And I mean it's not that easy for me yet to like write down really quickly what trade I'm in, but I think over time that's going to get easier. And it is I think that's where you define the difference between gambling and following your strategy, when you can actually say this is the trade I took and this is why. So maybe
Yep,
I've
exactly.
been guilty of that. Yeah, maybe I've been gambling
And
a little
that's
bit
completely
too
fine
much.
if you want to, and that's completely fine. I'm really happy that you said that, because the same time, if I like, straight up, Scarlett, if I go up to you and say why you take that trade and you tell me I don't know, that technically is gambling, because like you're just guessing. And what is guessing? That's not a system, right? But if you again, just like I told you guys yesterday, if you say, hey Scarlett, why do you take that trade? And you'd be like, I took this trade because this and this, and you have a reason, even if it's a losing trade, but you have a reason why you took it. That's not gambling. You're sticking to a system. The way to become a proper trader is having an edge and sticking to your edge, having set rules and following your set rules, right? And again, journaling, yeah. So, and Scarlett, again, like next week, and what I'm going to do, guys, is we're going to probably extend our lessons, but what we're going to do is every single lesson, Scarlett will probably one trade, because like we take a lot of trades, but Scarlett, one trade, she's going to explain why she entered, why she exited, even if it's a losing or winning trade, and explain that. And I'm going to bring up one or two students every single lesson and have them explain why they entered and why they exited their trades. So you guys can get other outlooks, right? You guys know every single day why I enter and exit trade. I literally tell you guys while I'm trading, why I'm in it. But for you guys, we're going to start doing that every single day, okay? So starting Monday, we're going to do that. And I think that would be very helpful, because if I bring somebody up here and they're like, yeah, well, I don't really know why I did that. I'm down $400 today, but I don't really know why. Well, there you go. That just says a ton of stuff in itself. You don't even following a set system. You're not following your rules. So the biggest thing to change your habits is stop doing the habits that you're doing, right? Which again is easy to say. I can tell you guys don't over leverage, don't do this, don't do this. I can tell you guys that until the cows come home. But at the end of the day, you have to find something in yourself to be like, you know what? Will's right. I have to follow my rules. If I don't follow my rules, I'm never going to do this. And if you never follow your rules, you might be doing this for a long time. You're going to be like, it's enough is enough. And you guys might quit. Again, in probably I think the community's been around for about almost 10 months now. So we're getting close to that year for the community to be around for. And I've seen hundreds of students come and go, right? I think we still have some OGs in here that are still here, which is absolutely awesome and admirable. But I've talked to hundreds of students. You guys probably have never heard of them or never will hear of them, okay? But I've talked to so many of them, and I've heard so many things. If I show you guys my DMs, you'll hear so many DMs saying, Will, I have this much money. When can I flip it this fast? Or Will, when can I become profitable? How fast can I do this? Will, if I follow your exact move and I have $20,000, when can I get that to $80,000 in 2 months? Everybody's just thinking about one thing: getting rich and making a lot of money, which that is not what trading is. It never will be. The internet lies to you. If you see people say it and they're flexing their Rolexes, cars, and Bugattis, and that's why I'm very, very anti-flashy on social media and on the community. I sometimes send like my Rolexes or cars, whatever. I do that or crazy money. I did send like 10K on the table. I barely do that. I do that for motivation, but I barely do that because if I just flaunt money, what is that going to teach you guys? Nothing. But if I tell you guys, you know what, if you follow the system and actually follow your rules, that's what's going to get you there. Okay. So
And
anyways,
I
yeah, go ahead.
actually kind of I showed you guys my thought today, that last trade I took. You asked me, Will, you were like, how much money do you want to make? I'm like, millions.
Exactly.
And that's the psychology behind, that cannot be the psychology behind every trade I take. That's ridiculous. But it is, because I blurred it out. So I need to change that.
I actually really liked today how like I wasn't trading and I was kind of guiding you through the trade you were taking, because I said it's like I feel like you're gonna start moving that stop, and I feel like when you saw that candle green come up, you probably were gonna exit your trade. And I even told you, don't I really liked how I kind of walked you through that trade, because I said, no, don't kill the trade. Okay, put your stop loss here. Okay, you can make it, because I still give you options, right? I still give you guys options saying, hey, if you want to take full TP there, boom, take full TP there. If you want to hold it, you can, then hit second TP, which is right there. Which again, it actually did hit longer, but then again, but man, I should have followed Will's full TP. I'd have made more money. Well, who cares? You made your decision on when you should do it, but at the end of the day, you control your risk. Now, I told you to move your stop loss down at a certain point, but you were never trailing it. You see that? You were never trailing it, but you were moving it down according to what the market was doing. You see that? So
Right.
what you did today and how I walk you guys through that is how you do it every single day. Okay, and that's what's going to get you those $1,000 days or $700 days or $500 days every single day. Okay, so awesome.
Sure.
But yeah, keep that up. I mean, I guided trading. I try to do the guided trading because like when I'm in a trade, I literally try to guide you through my trade. So I try to do the guided trading. But I mean, you know what? If I'm done trading and Scarlett wants to take another trade, or one or two students want to take more trades, I can bring them up here and I can guide you guys through it. You know what? I have no problem doing that. If I take 2 trades and I'm up X amount of dollars and I'm done and it's super early into the day and we still want to trade for a little bit, you guys can take trades and I can just guide you guys through what I would do if I was taking it. We can do that too if you want to add that into the live trading sessions, okay? Let me know. We could always improve as a community. I can always improve as a mentor. So the stuff that if you have more things you guys want me to help you with or things you want me to add, don't be shy to tell me. We won't be able to get better as a community if we don't communicate, I was just about to say that. Let's go. Exactly. So, but other than that, I'm going to announce Trader of the Week. Okay. I'm going to do that right now. Before I do that, Scarlett, you want to mention or end anything or say anything?
I think we're good. If anybody liked this morning's meditation, please let me know so we can do it again. Otherwise, I don't think we should do it again. It just helped. It helped me at least, but I don't know.
I mean, how many
If
people
it doesn't help
showed up?
anybody else,
How many people
I
showed
think
up?
it was like 5.
5? Okay. I mean, did they like it? I mean, again, maybe just keep doing it. Let's do the meditation for all of next week, and then depending upon how many people come up or don't do it or whatever, we can change it. But let's just keep doing that starting Monday, and we'll do it for the rest of the week. And let me know.
Okay,
I'm
it's
not
5
even.
minutes.
Okay, I'll come too. I'll see if I can hop on in there.
Yeah,
Too.
it's 5 minutes before. Well, my time is 6 o'clock. I think it's 8 a.m. Central that we usually hop on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like just 5 minutes before.
5 minutes? Okay. Awesome. So, cool. We'll start doing that. But anyways, the Trader of the Week. I'm going to actually pick this trader, and this trader actually hasn't even placed a trade yet. Now you're going to be like, Will, why are you picking this trader to be even Trader of the Week if they haven't even traded yet? And the reason because of that is they've joined about a month and a half ago. Okay? They joined about a month and a half ago. Because that's the way to do it. Yeah, I'm the Trader of the Week is a guy that's never placed a trade because he never lost money. That's why I know. But the person why I'm picking this is because when they came to me, they said, Will, I actually want to do this the right way. I want to learn everything I need to learn the right way before I just jump into this. I want to watch your videos. I want to have one-on-ones with you. I want to learn everything there is in and out. This person hasn't even started paper trading, by the way, guys. He's been with me for about a month and a half. And this person hasn't even started paper trading. So I respect this trader so much because I can see how much this person wants it and that he's okay or she is okay with taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months or a year until they actually get this. So the Trader of the Month is going to be Raphael. He joined me about a month and a half ago. He's not in the live right now, but you see him in the live tradings almost every single day and in the lessons every single day. He is one of the mentorship students, and I really, really love that he's taking his time. I think we have 2 other traders as well that have been with me for about 2 to 3 weeks and haven't even placed a trade yet. And these traders I know that they want this because they don't care about the money. They care about the process. And that's what trading is about, is caring about the process and how to actually trade and not about how much money I can make. Okay? Who cares about the money? It's about the process, because when you understand the process and how to trade, the money is just going to come. Okay? But if you focus on the money and not the process, that money is never going to come. All right? Other than that, guys, put some love when I put that in the Trade of the Week. Have a beautiful rest of you guys this Friday and an amazing weekend. And let's make sure that we go ahead and start the second week of September on a high note. follow our rules, follow our game plans, and we're going to have a lot more of fun stuff in the lessons coming forward, okay? But have a beautiful rest of you guys' Friday. Have an amazing weekend. And again, you guys know how much I appreciate you guys. And I'm always available if you need me, and Scarlett as well. Anyways, peace out, guys. Have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. And I'll see you guys Monday, mañana. Peace, 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 peace.